Okay, so today we'll go through kubit VirtuSurv, our latest product, and that stands for Virtual Surveyor. We only have about 30 minutes. We didn't want to take up too much of your time, just to give you a general introduction and a pretty good feel for the concept of this product. So let me get started with some slides, and then we'll jump into the product as well. So first, what is VirtuSurv? Well, we feel that VirtuSurv is a powerful tool for anyone who wants to present, use, and evaluate laser scan data either with or without a CAD interface. We wanted to put it in a highly visual and easy to use environment. So here's some things to expect from the product and what not to expect. This should be a very simple to use interface. We wanted to make it very simple to start using scan data. And again, a very highly visual environment, so it's not intimidating. It's not a large, bulky point cloud that's complicated to work with, and therefore lower technical skill requirements in order to get something of use from the scan data. We also wanted to keep it independent from higher-end software packages. So not everyone has a full seat of AutoCAD or an AutoCAD vertical. Not everyone has MicroStation. Some people use smaller CAD packages or don't use CAD at all, either because it's not in their technical skill level or it's expensive. So what not to expect from the product? Don't expect advanced modeling methods from point clouds. Don't expect the need to have 3D design expertise. This is not a product for you if you're expecting to see very complicated algorithms and pattern recognition. If that's something you're looking for, then you may want to look at another kubit vertical, such as our point-sense plant, which deals a lot more with complicated algorithms and pattern recognition, but also requires a higher level of skill and knowledge level in design. So we think that VirtuSurv can speak to a number of different industries, and we'll show you some examples today of how it's working in various industries. But here's just a list of a few, including architecture, traditional survey, and heritage. I think it could be very helpful in crime scene and forensics as well, simply because it's a very easy interface and doesn't require as much technical skill. And maybe some basic industrial facility design for tagging coordinates and taking some measurements, things like that. So the general workflow is extremely similar to a workflow that we'd have with other Kubit products. First, you would do your scan in the field, and then you would bring those scan positions into the registration software from the scanner manufacturer. So that's nothing new. From there, you would import your scan positions into VirtuSurv, or in some cases the entire scan project, from various different formats, and we'll cover the formats. And then we utilize the planar view or the bubble view, which provides that image-like view that we're going to work in. So you can pan around in sort of a 3D panorama image. And that's per scan position. So you're moving from scan to scan, looking through the lens of the scanner, basically through the camera of that scanner's position. So it really allows you that highly visual view, which you can see at the bottom of the screen here. So overall functionality to expect today, we're going to see very quick loading of large scan data sets. We'll talk about the different formats that are supported within VirtuSurv, the various display modes to help you navigate more intuitively, and we'll show you how to measure across multiple scans or within single scans, how to use VirtuSurv to fill in forms and databases and various documents, and how to connect to CAD drawings. Finally, we'll show you how to create a field book if you're used to doing traditional survey in the field with coded lists. So quick loading of huge scan data sets. We're going to be working in this optimized format, which is going to really allow us to to load a scan file very quickly, so they're not going to be waiting around for data to load up. As far as imports currently, you can import PTZ, FLS, FWS if you have the full Faro project file, RSP from Regal, and PTX files. And these are per scan position files. Now in the very near future, because I know there's a lot of people with different scanners out there, and we know this, in the very near future we will support the E57 format, the ZNF formats, TopCon, and an additional Leica format, PTG. So that's just around the corner as well. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's ready internally. We just we got to get around to packaging that. And as stated, various display modes from true color to different intensity and distance coloring modes that can really help you visualize the scan data a little bit more easily. This helps you navigate intuitively and of course recognize objects of interest quickly. It also makes it easier to measure. Now as far as measuring, and we're about to jump in for demo, you can actually take multiple scans from various scanners. If you have a few scans from a Leica scanner, a few from a Faro, and a couple from another scanner, you can actually bring them all in to VirtuSurv, combine them into a single project, and then you can measure across multiple scans at one time, and everything is working together in that same project environment. So let me jump over to show you the interface, because I know we all don't want to look at slides the whole time. And what we see here is I've got a project open. And what you see on the left side, and this is the list of the scans that I'm going to be using. And at the bottom of the screen, I can actually navigate between the different scan positions. This scan map shows the scan positions in relation to one another. And as I pan around, I can also notice as I zoom and pan how my point of view changes also in the scan map to see where I'm looking and which scan position I would be looking at, or which one I would need to move to in the case that I can't see everything I need to see from this scan position. I'll open up another scan position here, basically right-click, and you have the choice to open it up with the true color option if you scanned with color, with distance or intensity. I'll show you intensity on the next one. Let's say a gray intensity. Okay, and this is the classic grayscale look. And let me just go to meeting stuff. So what's interesting here is that I can begin to do very simple things. Just if I need to right away pull a measurement, let's say, from, I want to know if I'm going to hit my head on this beam, how tall I need to be. So let's say I come over and just do a simple measurement. Okay. So I'll measure from the top here down to the ground. And what you see is in the command prompt, it will list the information, including the slope, the full slope distance, the true horizontal, and the true vertical distance. Now this is in meters, so if I wanted to measure in feet, for example, I'll just come over to feet, and you can choose your level of accuracy. We'll do the same thing. Take another shot, and now you can see that feet US survey has been reported into the command prompt. So very simple to pull a measurement. And let's say I wanted to not only measure within one, if I ran out of room to measure in one scan, I could start a measurement in this scan, come over to this scan position now, and finish the measurement. And what you see is, well, maybe I clicked the wrong point there, but what you see is you can actually measure across scans, and that distance still gets reported. I could try that again here. There we go. And okay, you see a little bit reporting here. We're still in feet. I'm going to put us back to meters for our examples. So you can change between your different views, and if I am in, let's say, an intensity view with the hue, I also have the option to do some histogram stretching here, and that can help, adjust your view, maybe pick out items a little bit more easily, especially if you don't have the true color option. The different histogram stretching options can be helpful, but for this purpose I'll keep it in true color. Okay, so let me jump back into my slides and we'll keep going. And we're going to cover questions at the end, so don't worry, you can hold off until we get a little further in. So in addition to measuring directly in planar view or taking coordinates and measurements, you can also make a connection to basically any Windows application of your choice. So we're going to show you how to connect to different databases such as Excel sheets, various databases, forms, tables, even Microsoft Word, Notepad. If you wanted to connect to the calculator, there's so many different options for connecting your scan data directly to these common applications. So let me show you that as well. I'm going to pull up an Excel sheet. I'm going to full screen this, and I'll pull up an Excel sheet here. And this is just an example that I'm going to use for the demo, showing some window dimensions and door dimensions. Let's say I'm not interested in doing 3D design. I'm trying to get useful information from scan data and put into my database. So what I'm going to do is scoot this VirtuSurv screen over, and I'm going to turn on my Send to Windows options. And what I need to do is make the connection from VirtuSurv to Excel. So I'm just going to drag and drop my application, and you can see that I'm now connected to Excel. And I'm just going to verify that my cell is in the right position. And let's say I want to start measuring. Now what you see on the right side is a number of different macros. We're going to pre-package the product with macros which allow you to send various codes for distances and coordinates into various programs. But you can also custom write your own macros, so you can get very creative here, and writing a macro is very simple. You go into our guide here and follow along. It is extremely simple. I wrote one for the use of this product, the use of this form, and I called it Form Fill. And what I'm going to do is just measure the angle again of this window, and I'm just going to be kind of quick with it here. And you can see that it actually put the width and height in, and then if I go over, because of the way I wrote the macro, it moves me to the next cell line. So let's say now that we wanted to do a door width as well. We'll just scoot over, let's say, over here. And we'll just take the diagonal. And keep in mind, I'm not really zooming in, but you can zoom in, pretty tight. Let's say I do Form Fill. Okay. And here. Okay, and you can see the connection is made. And that's pretty nice. So really, it's very easy to get going with your measurements. Now, even if I just wanted to connect to Microsoft Word, just to mark some things of interest, what I'm going to do is turn off my connection here, just to make a fresh connection, and I'm going to turn the Windows connection back on, and I'm going to connect to Word, and connections established. And then I can come over here and use my macro for marking coordinates, and you can see that I'm able to start putting in coordinates. So really, think and be creative about where you can apply this type of information. Or if you have a client who's not technical, who's trying to get something out of the data quickly, this is a great application for that. Let's jump back in. So really, any Windows-based program, very interesting. Now, in addition to filling forms and databases, we also wanted to give people the ability to start drawing up CAD design work, and we want to stress that it will connect to basically any CAD system that's capable of handling a coordinate in some sort of copy and paste fashion. So as you click inside of the VirtuSurv interface, you'll start seeing that information transferred into CAD based on the active command that's running in your CAD. Now, it works a little bit nicer. We actually have a custom interface for AutoCAD and AutoCAD Lite users. So if you're using AutoCAD or AutoCAD Lite, using our macros and draw to CAD options are a little bit nicer. But again, we're going to show you how to work with other CAD packages as well. So let me pull up an IntelliCAD based product here. Okay, and this is called GstarCAD. I downloaded it a couple days ago, so let's hope it works. And what we're going to do again is just turn off our connection and turn back on our Windows connection. And let's drag and drop over to GstarCAD. Connection established. Now, GstarCAD is an AutoCAD clone, so it's looking for coordinates to the command prompt, and I want to send a XYZ coordinate into the command prompt. So in GstarCAD, what I'm going to do is just start one of the easiest of commands. It's a line command. Okay, and then I'm going to come into my VirtuSurv interface here. Let's say and start drawing low disk space. That's nice. All right. And start drawing here, and you can see that the coordinates are starting to transfer over. Let's say here, and I'm just going to do this kind of fast for you guys. I'm not really focusing on hitting the corners here, but you can see that I even programmed the enter, so to end the command you just click in here. So everything is really customizable. You can come in here and write whatever you like. Let's say I wanted to do a circle just to represent something in the ceiling, a light. C. I'll do a 3-point circle. And so my first marking needs to be a 3D point here. And now it's looking for 2D coordinates because circles are 2D. Okay. And there's our circle in GstarCAD, which I just downloaded. Pretty neat. So if you have an IntelliCAD user who's not using a full AutoCAD, have them give this a try. Should be able to connect to basically any type of CAD system that can send coordinates in this way. Now, in addition to just plain IntelliCAD, of course, we do have the AutoCAD-based connections as well. And some of you that have used our AutoCAD-based products know about our previous Kubit planar view product. And so we're continuing that into VirtuSurv, but in addition to plain AutoCAD, you can use AutoCAD Lite now as well. Now there's a little bit different interface with the AutoCAD, as I stated earlier, but you can see that as I click the macros inside the AutoCAD macros bar, that it will start a command. I've started a polyline command, and so I can actually start drawing directly. And what I really like about this is that I really never have to go over to my AutoCAD I never have to switch over, because the way that the macros work, excuse me, the way that the macros work from VirtuSurv to AutoCAD in this case really allows us to never have to switch over. I can hit the escape button to finish the command. Okay, I can do zoom extends, let's say. So all these are custom macros that you can program on your own. It's really just stealing the AutoCAD command that you would see in the command prompt and typing it into the macro command bar. If I do the edit macro, you can see the 3D polyline, ". C, for those of you interested or familiar with AutoCAD. What I also like about using full AutoCAD, of course, is if you are also a user of Kubit point cloud or point sense plant tools, you can really take advantage of a number of different tools here. So if I were to come in and use one of our point cloud modeling tools, this tool will actually draw in the walls for us, really connect to 3D without having to click the corners, and that's kind of a nice tool. Let's go over here. And you can see I'm just clicking 2 points on each wall and starting to draw up that plan, which is nice. I could take this and flatten it. Okay. And then if I wanted to maybe extrude this, and I can use my VirtuSurv interface to perform the extrusion height, which is the ceiling. Okay, and then if I really want to, you can actually take all these scans and you can export them, and you have the option to export to our classic PTC, or you can export to LAS. And if you're familiar with AutoCAD, you know that LAS will index natively inside of the AutoCAD 11 and 12 into the PCG format. And I actually took one of the scan positions and did that earlier just so you can see it. And I'll just bring that in. And you can see that our work is overlaying. Maybe I messed up I forgot to flatten the work. There we go. So now you're seeing the model and the outline starting to be utilized there. You can also set this up to insert blocks. If I was just going to put in like a block, everything that can be really customized here. Let's say I was inserting some lights. There's some lights in the ceiling here. I can just insert one there. I'll turn off the cloud. I'll do it again. And one more. Okay, and if I go over to my CAD interface, you can see my lights coming into the ceiling there. So any type of blocks you have, very simple. You can see that it doesn't take much technical expertise to use. So let me jump back into my show, as we're probably running short on time. But as a review, you can see it's pretty easy to evaluate laser scan quickly. You don't have to bring in a bulky data set into your CAD interface, and in the case you're using IntelliCAD, you probably can't. It's not really an option for you. There's no point cloud required, again, for doing things like coordinates on line work or measurements. If you are using the point cloud inside of a full AutoCAD, you can use this in combination with our pattern recognition tools. So if you wanted to start extracting cylinders and piping, for example, with our piping design tools, that's something that you could combine. And you'll find some videos on that actually on our Kubit TV site. It's pretty interesting. And of course, this is completely customizable. As we stated, you can create as many macros as you want for your specific workflow. And finally, export it to LAS or PTC format if you want to see that raw scan data inside of your CAD. So finally, I want to show you the Create Fieldbook option. And since the product is called VirtuSurv for Virtual Surveyor, we did want to give a true virtual survey option. And this kind of picks up on the proven method of surveyors who have up until now used coded points in the field with total station, collected these points in their data collectors. And so they take those points, as you know, and bring them into their CAD system so everything is in order and they can finish up their drawing. Well, now we want them to be able to use their coded lists in combination with VirtuSurv. And so here's just a quick screenshot, but we're going to show this for real. Let me just escape out of here. And don't need my AutoCAD up. So let me turn off my AutoCAD connection here and clear out all these lines. And I'm going to turn on the Activate Fieldbook option instead this time. And you can see that that brings up our Fieldbook interface. And I've got a book already loaded here just with some very basic things. But if I go into Edit the Fieldbook, you can see that as I expand it, really you can start clicking in here and typing up your own code book. You can import a code list from another machine so that everyone's working on the same list. You can export the list for someone else to use. But let me close this project, and I'll open up a different example, something that's outdoors. Okay, and we can see some curb work here. So maybe we would start by choosing our road code group, and you can see that my point ID is 1, and I'm going to increase by increments of 1 here. And let's say curb 4 stands for the description flood line. So if I were to zoom in and start marking points on my line here. Okay, so let's say we put in some of those points for the flood line. Come in, we'll put in a couple more. Again, you can zoom in to be much more accurate. Then, I don't know, let's put in some trees. I don't know my trees. Maybe we have some maple trees in here, but I don't think anyone's going to judge me on my abilities to know my plants. So here we go. We'll just mark a spot here. We'll call one out there. Okay, and let's see if we want to do one more for the building. I created one for maybe a light pole. We'll say that's part of the building group in this case. So I got a pole here, and I'm doing this quickly. Maybe one over. Oh, there was one over there. We'll call that one. And then when you're finished, you can go to the Open Fieldbook option, and it will show you what you've recorded so far. Okay, and I've been recording in meters here. Then you can just save this to a file. And of course, you want it to save in a format that you know is going to import into your CAD product. So however you set up your ASCII file, that needs to come into to your CAD product. Save, and then okay, you have some options to change the ASCII file for what's going to work. And let's see if we can go to the desktop here. Click close. Okay, and wow, I've got a lot of icons on here. Let's open up that test file, and then you see it here. So that's ready for import into your CAD. So let's see. So we've kind of gone through a very nice overview as quickly as I could. I'm still fairly new to the product myself, but as you can see, it's fast and can be intuitive. It's independent from any CAD system, and it really is for everyone. I mean, this is a way for people to use laser scan data, whether you're technical or not. It is cost effective. US, I believe we started the price at $11.95, $1,195. The prices will vary obviously with some exchange rates in different countries. But if you need more information, you really could just go to any one of our websites here. KubitUSA.com is for us here in Houston. Kubit.de, kubit-software.com for other countries. And then check us out on youtube.com/KubitTV. We have organized playlists of different products, including VirtuSurv, and we'll probably add this webinar as well to the VirtuSurv playlist. If you want to contact us directly, info@kubitusa.com is a way to do that. And for trial information, just go to our website.